Hello and good afternoon or good morning, friends and families, whenever you're watching this video. Welcome back to Math Time with me, Miss X. I am so excited to have you all here again. Let's jump straight into our objectives so we know exactly what it is that we are doing today for today's lesson. Alrighty, so as always, our objective is always broken up into 3 different parts so we know exactly how we're going to do something, what it is that we need to understand, and lastly, why we're doing it or why it's important. Okay, let's take a look. You may read with me or in your head as I read out loud to you. I will use place value discs and number lines to read and write numbers within 1,000 in order to show the value of each digit. That might sound a bit intimidating, my friends, but as you sit through the teacher model with me, I promise you it will become more clear for you.
All right, friends and families, welcome to the teacher model. I'm going to draw some pictures of numbers, and as I draw, I want you to count out loud with me or for me. And we're going to be using place value discs first. Now, you might remember that in the objective, I talked about using place value discs so that we could show and represent numbers in order to think about what each digit means. And so we're going to do that today. Let's go ahead and begin. 100, 200, 300, 310, 310, 320, 321, 322. What is the value of the number on my blank place value chart here? Tell me the value. Great job. 322. Excellent. Let's try another. So let me go ahead and erase these, friends, so that we can try another with the place value discs. Okay. 100, 101, 102, 103. What's the value, or what's the total value of this new number? Tell me the value. Great job. It is 103. Now we'll try a new process. I'm thinking of a number. This time, don't count while I draw. Wait until I have finished drawing before you whisper its value to yourself. What's the value of our place value discs on our chart here? If you were thinking 281, you thought correctly. It is valued at 281. 2 hundreds, 8 tens, and 1 1 is 281. Now, before we finish up our teacher model here, I want you to think, what is it about the way that I am drawing my place value discs that makes it easy for you to tell the value of my number so quickly? Pause the video here and talk to your friend or family member. Again, our question is, what is it about the way I am drawing that makes it easy for you to tell the value of my number so quickly? Talk about it with a friend or a family member, and then we will come back and talk about it together as a team. All right, my friends, welcome back. Now let's take a look. The labels are easy to read. I can easily tell that these are hundreds. I can easily tell that these are tens, and I can easily tell that this is a 1. And I also notice that I arranged my place value disc into what we call a 10 frame, and we learned this way back in first grade. We organized the place value disc into 10 frames or in 5 groups to make it very easy to see. And the place value chart also makes the units easy to see. I can tell that these are the hundreds, and I can tell that these are the tens, and these are the ones. And I'll even reveal them to you. I covered them up for a reason because I wanted you to notice that our place value chart makes it easy for us to see which units are organized by what units. We have some great tools here, my friends. What tools are we using? There's 3. Great. We're using a place value chart. That's the first tool. Next, we're using the place value disc. That's the second tool. And then lastly, we're using the 10 frame. The 10 frame is another way of seeing our 5 groups next to each other so that we know 5 and 5 together, 5 group and 5 group together makes 10. That's what we call a 10 frame. And another way that we've been looking at it throughout the 2nd grade math is 5 groups. Now it's your turn to represent some numbers by drawing place value discs.
Okay, my friends, let's go ahead and take a look at some of the things I want you to keep in mind while you're going through the independent practice and your exit ticket. Number 1, use the plate value chart just like this. I did the first one for you as an example, so go ahead and take a look. You'll notice that the number is 72, and I used 1 place value chart, the place value chart. 2, I also lined up my place value discs in the 5 groups or the 10 frame. And lastly, I used place value discs. That's how you're supposed to do it. And then number 2, use the number line and the place value disc to record jumps, just like this. You'll notice that each jump that I did, I used the place value chart to indicate or show how many jumps I made. So I made 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 jumps of tens, and then I made 2 jumps of ones. Make sure that you note those jumps with the place value disc. Number 2, you'll notice that this number line looks a little bit different from the last one that we did. That's okay, and that's normal. It's really important that we do the jumps on the number line like this because it helps us see the value of each digit. Because we did 7 jumps of tens, that shows us that the 7 represents 70. 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70. And you'll see that we did 2 jumps of ones, so it shows us that the 2 in 72 represents just 2. Again, your work should look very similar to mine like this, and I gave you an example for both the number line and the empty place value charts. Good luck, my friends. I know you're going to do an amazing job. If you don't have the physical or printed copy of this, of the independent practice or problem set, make sure you click the link in the description box below. It will take you to the worksheet. Don't worry about printing it. Just write down the problems on a separate piece of paper and then solve it on your own the best that you can. Looking forward to seeing you all next time. Good luck.